I'm 5 News meteorologist Danny Cassidy. For the next couple of days, or the next 5 days we'll call it, we are expecting that warmth to continue for us, but it'll be a little bit lower due to some added rain chances, as well as a little bit more cloud cover. But it's our seasonal warmth that feels like could be up to 100 degrees many days. Sunday and Monday a little bit closer to possibly the 105 range in some isolated spots, but for the most part it'll be about 90 to 100. Again, those 100s more common in the river valley. Dew points, though, they're not going to change regardless of the warmth or not, as long as we have that southerly flow, and with that rain we've been seeing earlier, as well as consistent rain over the next 5 days, those dew points are going to stay on the higher side in the low to mid 70s, some upper 60s possible as well. So not necessarily feeling very comfortable out there, but with more rain, it's just not going to go away anytime soon. And those rain chances will be plentiful over the next 7 days, and we're not expecting washout conditions by any means. There are going to be plenty of breaks between now and towards the end of Wednesday, but especially during the afternoon and early evening hours, that's probably our best chance of seeing rain. We're kind of in the scattered range between 30 and 50%. So let's first talk about through the weekend and then get you set up for the start of July starting on Tuesday. And then I'm not going to forget June 30th as well on Monday, but just generally speaking, the end of the month through the start of July. So first, we'll talk about the next few days here on Futurecast. So this morning, not going to see really anything in terms of rain, just some cloud cover moving in. Then during the afternoon, you see 3 o'clock, pretty scattered in nature. And the main theme with these, except for maybe on Monday, they should stay below severe criteria, maybe some heavy rain and gusty winds. But again, I don't think we're expecting any severe weather out of this. As we head through the afternoon and evening hours, you can see again maybe some pockets of heavy rain, very scattered in nature. Not everyone will necessarily see them. And then by 10 o'clock, I think for the most part, it'll wrap up. Maybe a stray shower through the overnight hours, but again, for the most part, we'll stay dry. Then for tomorrow, especially off to our north and west and northwest Arkansas, could see a couple of scattered showers during the morning, but again, that highest potential is going to be during the afternoon hours into the early evening. Here's 6 o'clock. You notice again, pretty scattered in nature, but some heavier pockets of rain are possible with these storms. And then yet again, now this time a little bit later into Saturday, doesn't fizzle out quite as early. You see 10 o'clock still on our southeastern edge here. So that'll continue. Then after midnight, I think that'll fizzle out. And then for Sunday, you're going to notice it's going to be the most isolated chances. Much of the day is going to contain sunshine, maybe a few isolated storms during the afternoon and evening. You see again, a couple of pockets just across the board. But for the most part, it'll stay dry. Then our best chance of rain, I do think, comes Monday as a cold front swings through. That's probably our best chance of any severe weather. But even at that, it's going to be on the lower side of things just because the proper dynamics for severe weather, mainly wind shear, aren't necessarily in our favor. And what that means for us is this should generally just be showers and storms below severe criteria. So to recap the next 72 hours today, high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s in northwest Arkansas, upper 80s and low 90s in the river valley. That shower and storm chance during the afternoon and evening hours. For tonight, could see a stray shower. Otherwise, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with a light southwest wind and low temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Then for tomorrow, that shower and storm chance, and mainly during the afternoon and evening, but a couple of showers possible in northwest Arkansas, mid to upper 80s again in northwest Arkansas, and some low 90s there in the river valley. For your weekend, again, the better rain chance will be on Saturday, and with a little bit less of a rain chance on Sunday, as well as more sunshine. That is going to bump up the temperatures back into the low 90s in some spots for northwest Arkansas. And then for the river valley, we'll see it in the mid 90s for many areas, and that could lead to maybe some heat indices, again, over 100 degrees, possibly close to 105, but mainly around a 101, 102 range would be a little bit more likely for Sunday. So let's pick things back up here at 10 o'clock. Let's guide you through the rest of June, being Monday, and then get you started for the first week of July, including the 4th of July. So Sunday night and early Monday, you're going to notice kind of a line of showers and storms will be approaching from the north on Monday morning. That's that cold front that'll be approaching from the northwest. And usually when you have that cold front, that's that best chance of any organized storms. I think that's why Monday will have our best chance, especially on and off throughout the day. It's not going to just be an afternoon event. So that'll continue to move through. Redevelopment possible during the afternoon. You can see that kind of area wide. And just remember that with these future casts, farther than a few days out, it's not as precise or not as accurate of just kind of like area by area. See how it's kind of blotchy? That's because the data can't make it as kind of pinpoint like a ballpoint pen accurate just because it doesn't have the computing data. But what it does show is, just generally speaking, patterns of, is rain going to be more common or less common? So that's why you're seeing a little bit of different variation of the colors between longer range models and the shorter that we usually show, a day or two out. So anyway, getting back to our regularly scheduled programming, on Tuesday, I think we'll see more of an isolated chance. You can see these greens are a little bit on the lighter side, so a little bit more isolated, I think, on nature on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we could see that front that moved through kind of stall to the northwest and move backwards a little bit. So maybe a little bit of a better chance on Wednesday. You can see at 5 o'clock some darker greens, so we'll be keeping an eye on that for Wednesday. Then finally, I do think it does push out Wednesday night. And then the question is, How far does it push out for the 4th of July? You're going to notice as we get into the afternoon hours, we see it kind of hanging around in northeast Arkansas. And for the most part, you see those light greens, so maybe a little bit more isolated in nature. It's something we're going to have to watch, that there could be some isolated rain chances on Thursday, excuse me. And for Friday for the 4th of July, it could be a little bit dry. But that's something, again, we're going to have to keep an eye on and watch. So in terms of rainfall over the next 7 days, we're not looking at anything too crazy for us. We're going to see maybe 1 to 2 inches, some isolated spots as high as 3 inches in some areas. But I think for the most part, it'll be very spread out. Each day, maybe about a quarter to a half inch of rainfall. Not expecting any flash flooding with these, which is how spread out it is, which is good news for us. Just adding on to that pretty high rainfall total. So over the next 7 days, you're going to notice that those rain chances are pretty sporadic, kind of 30 to 50% over the next week, and then again beyond that 4th of July, just a day beyond. It does look like it's going to be dry for the most part. It's just do those rain chances hang on for us. But then otherwise, high temperatures a little bit more seasonal in the upper 80s, then for the River Valley, low to mid 90s. So more where we should be this time of year, especially with those rain chances helping cool us off. But again, still going to be warm, still going to be muggy in some areas. So have that radar handy, be mindful of the storm chances, and stay safe out there in the heat.